Yo, I gotta go put my birds to bed and go downstairs so I can have my iPad up. Hi. Yeah, I just got on. I was on a camp chat for the last like hour and a half hour. Is this gonna be an I am Spartacus moment? I am Cassie. No, I am Cassie. I can put my birds to bed and go down to my laptop for my so I can monitor appropriately. I mean, I think it's gonna be a silly topic. It's fine. It's fine. Who is Cassie? No one knows. Now we're all Cassie. I did see one of y'all sent me that comment that supposedly I've turned it into it being like a name for a 5-year-old. And I was like, okay, that's why I asked Amy why she said it was the name for a 5-year-old. And Amy was like, I just went along with it. Okay. I love your free thinking attitude, Amy. Super good. Real good stuff.
I just, I have never run so quick to a shared live in my life. I just want you to know that. Like, I was on the phone with Susie and I was like, Jen and Morgan have sent me a live. I have to go. Goodbye.
I'm just doing the smart ass thing.
Yeah, but this is this is what I've tried on my platform for the last 3 nights. Nothing works. No
Oh,
one shows
oh.
up.
They're not gonna. Well, I have them all. I mean, I could go and block Tipsies and Aaron, but they're not gonna show up. They know. Aaron can't show up to a live because then she'd have to be questioned about her lies, and she wouldn't be able to answer these questions. So,
I mean, is it do you have the mental capacity right now? Because if you do, go ahead and unblock them. Because I'm down to fight. I've been down to fight for a week now.
I don't need a lot of mental capacity to trap Tipsies and Aaron D in a lie.
Okay, well, I was just trying to be nice.
I I watched a troll account do it in like one video and two comments. It was fucking amazing. Well, that it was hilarious. You know, I mean, at this point, the only people that it's just a circle jerk for themselves.
Yeah, yeah. The thing that makes me laugh is the boner that they've got for Irish right now.
Oh my God, that was so weird.
Yeah. And he's talking about how if you write self-employed, it means you don't have a job. No, I pay my bills with my self-employed money. That's why everyone's mad that they can't call my boss because I don't have one. Like
Just
that's it's
doesn't that
not how
just
it
mean that
works.
trailer poop is unemployed?
Yeah, it technically would mean that she is unemployed. Unemployed
There you go.
technically would, but then I mean, come on now. If they were employed and spent their time on their job, they'd probably be CEO of the business by now.
I really think that they're trying to get him to like. My assumption, anyway, is that they think they're going to get him to go live to. I mean, I know they wanted him to call out Travis again, but Travis won't go, and he blocked Irish. He doesn't care. And
No.
the other thing I think they're going to try to do is try to have him go live about me. But what are they gonna say I did? That Morgan is cakey.
No, oh no. They'll be like,
Right,
they're
right,
gonna be like,
right.
Julia in HR enjoys being tied up. What's your next problem?
And they're hiding predators in Discord. Can you explain what that means, please?
I like that. Like, do other people know, or is this like, do you remember when you used to be on Word and you'd have that little paper clip that would come into the screen? Is that
Yes.
what it's like? Like you're having a good time with your friends and then boom, a predator pops up and like no one else knows that he's there and
I
then he
guess so.
vanishes again?
I think
Is
so.
okay. All right. Just
Also, like, I would like to know which Discord server I exist in.
me too.
I was unaware that I was like actively in all multiple servers.
I mean, I am in like 10 servers, but I have like, well, I have the Sash Show server, and then I have my Queen community servers. There's like four of those. So there's a couple bigger TikTok creator servers that I'm in. I mean, hi Maddie. I just don't. So what? But I
Yeah,
don't.
but we're not. But like, we keep getting accused that we're all in one together, and we're just not.
No.
You
I'd also like to know what good a predator is in a Discord server because like I'd be scared of a predator in my house with my child, but if there's a predator on the computer across the country, that doesn't really bring me any fear. Maybe I'm wrong for
I
this,
don't.
but
I don't know. Block. I mean, the block
that
button works.
that doesn't bring me any fear.
I'm not like I'm not harboring predators unless you count the four cats, but like the idea that I'm in a Discord server with a bunch of other people who consented to be in that Discord server with people who consented to the other people being in there, and you have a problem with that, that's a little. You are really entitled to people's private spaces. You feel really entitled. It's weird.
Well, it's also weird to feel entitled to the amount of information that they want.
Listen,
Yeah, that's
I,
that's
I'll
bizarre.
I'll never not laugh at Chrissy selling out her integrity so that they could make one video about art and then start making fun of people's appearances.
I like the video today with that Chrissy wrote out that I went down like paragraph by paragraph. One, we weren't talking about you, and you inserted yourself.
Yep.
Two, you made fake apologies, and you wanted to be part of something, and then you decided to do exactly what you do all the time. And again, you inserted yourself.
Yeah.
And then decided to go, there's an election that we should be worrying about, except for that's not what you were talking about.
Right.
So if the election is so important, then why did you enter the conversation?
I mean, if we're going to talk about elections, shouldn't we at least acknowledge the predatory aspect of the man running for presidency this year? Is that not? Are we not? If we're going to identify all predators, like the man that was actually found guilty in a civil case,
Yeah.
like, do
Well,
we not
I
bring him up?
I
Or,
saw your former friend Amy had posted on her story somebody calling E. Jean Carroll a liar. Like she
but
reposted that.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't,
I
I'm
didn't
going to
see
need to
that. I
go on.
don't think I saw
I,
that.
I'm going to need to go on mute because I don't know how I feel about that. Hold on.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Sorry, Amber. That's the thing that happened. It was alarming. Hello, all the Cassies.
Hello.
But
I like all the tags, like everybody's adding each other, and it's all at Cassie, at Cassie, at Cassie. Like, who are you
so
talking to?
so hold on. That goes directly against their believe all women regardless logic.
But they don't believe all women because
Exactly.
they don't believe Liz.
Right.
I was looking at my messages with Chrissy again when she decided that she would violate the boundary I very explicitly explained to her. Um, and at one point she had said that Susie had convinced her about Liz. And I'm like, first of all, Chrissy,
No,
you were there. You from for the 6 months or 8 months, like Chrissy was a proponent. Chrissy was the reason that Liz got brought into the Discord, and Chrissy was telling us about pictures before um, we knew Liz. And I'm just like, what?
How do
You
you
have an echo.
convince how do you convince somebody like mm, there's a million
I
ways
have
we
a
can
lot of power. Like
no,
let's just be
I'm
honest about
I'm
it.
aware you're like king.
Apparently I control PM Punks.
Yeah,
Apparently I controlled Chrissy now.
yeah, I'm aware you're like
Mhm.
He-Man.
I am
But like
here.
who and I've been guilty of it, so this isn't a for them, not for me. I don't know why I can't remember that saying. Um, but the understanding that somebody who isn't involved can convince you when you have your own ability to free think is really, really scary. And I've been a victim of that. I've done that, right? So I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It does work, but
Yeah.
Susie's Susie's opinion or what Susie used to think about that situation stemmed from two people telling her the situation wasn't what she thought the situation was.
And like Susie was in the Discord in the
Right,
beginning,
right,
but
right.
not nearly as long as Chrissy was, because Chrissy was also in the Instagram messages for all of that time. And she also was one of the reasons she got mad at me is because I didn't give Randy Liz's stuff, like her content to put on YouTube, quick
Well,
enough for her.
yeah, but can we just also identify how bad Susie is at Discord? Like,
I
can we
do.
just?
Yeah, I
Because
don't.
I think that
Yeah,
matters, right?
I
Like
mean, yeah, I think that's
active participation. I have an echo.
yeah.
Oh, well, hold on.
I thought it was me for a second.
I don't feel like going to find my other phone, so I'm not recording
I
this live,
think
but it's
that
definitely
I think the echo is gone right now.
yeah, because she muted.
I
Hopefully,
was in the Discord. We talked about that earlier today.
but not as
Um,
long.
there were things like there's all different kinds of perspectives that happen in there.
Hmm.
Um, I also didn't know a ton of people in that Discord until I was in that Discord. So, and I'm not excusing any behavior. I
Mm-mm.
actually would prefer not to speak on that topic at all, as I harmed somebody in the process last year, and that's just something that I have to, you know, try and fix in the future.
Yeah, I just think it was like
Sorry, just
for
echo testing. Do I still have an echo?
No.
no.
Oh, okay. I was going to blame Biden, but I think I fixed up my own.
I the thing the weirdest part of all of that I think is how much Chrissy was involved, and for
Mhm.
her to claim that you convinced her is really fucking weird. I was just like, if not for Chrissy, I never would have known who Punks was.
Oh, damn. Um, yeah, I didn't know. I think I had followed, but like I came onto TikTok in 2021, like November of 2021, and I probably followed him because he was doing political TikTok back then. And when you first get on TikTok, you're like, oh, a like-minded person, and you follow them, And so then when his name came up in the Discord, and I went over there, I was like, oh my god, I follow him. I didn't even know. Do you know? But I didn't
Yeah,
even know who he was because I probably followed him in like the first 3 weeks, and he never hit my FYP again because you know how that
right,
goes.
right, right. It's just a matter of like, is this saying that oh god, this layout is doing different things and I don't okay. It was giving me like an invite box. Anyway, I digress. It's I don't know. I don't know who he was. She brought him to my attention. He was going after Taryn and she was trying to get me involved in that. I was like, yeah, but that's not really my fight. Like, what am I gonna say? And then she showed me the Steel Walker stuff. That's how it all started.
Which
Not that
is,
I didn't make my own choices, but I
I
wouldn't have known
think
about him.
I think it would also be wise to point out that just because you're mutuals with somebody or you like their content doesn't mean you know everything about them. Okay.
No, that's also very true.
yeah, like I said, I followed him while information was coming out, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know I followed him. I wasn't.
I follow a lot of people and have absolutely no idea
I know.
like who they are.
I know.
And then what does happen is like randomly in the middle of the night, I will come across one of their videos and I'll go to their page and I'll look at like 8 videos. They'll say one thing and I'm like, fuck this person, unfollow. Like, but I've followed them for 18 months. But they've never said anything where I've been like, oh, I disagree with this, or whatever it is, right? Like, that happens to me so unbelievably frequently where I will follow someone and then a random video of theirs, or they'll stitch somebody and they'll say something that I don't necessarily agree with, and I'll unfollow them right then and there. But I'm not like searching for people to
No.
unfollow, like trying
I
to
I
find reasons to unfollow people.
I follow 1,300 people on this account, right? And probably 700 of them are my mutuals. Do you think I know each one of them intimately? Personally? No. That's weird. That's a lot of people.
Are
It's a
you trying to
lot
say
of
you
people.
haven't? Are you trying to say you haven't done background checks on everybody you're friends with on TikTok?
My name is not
Also,
Tifties.
am I like the only weird one that hate follows people?
Yes. No, no, no. No, no, no. I want
Okay.
to know, like, if I'm seeing two people go back and forth and there's a story, I'm following both people.
Yes.
So I don't miss it.
Absolutely.
Hello,
Yes.
darlings.
Hello. Jen
Hello.
Jen can't do her name change until later this week.
Yeah.
So, does that mean if I do something horrible, London, Susie, Sass, y'all are now held responsible for anything horrible that I do?
That
Yes,
is that is
Yes.
what the
Yes.
claim is, yes.
Okay,
that
okay,
is.
just wanted to make sure I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Sasha. That's why we. I when I was like in that candle stuff, I was like,
Yeah,
hey, just don't tag me. Just don't.
And
Like you can't.
before the flyover state PI finds out, I have about $300 worth of unpaid parking tickets, or not parking tickets, traffic tickets. Let me get that straight. Traffic tickets, so I don't get accused of lying. About $300 worth. So when you look me up,
Oh,
How
are we
dare you?
telling the truth? I
yeah.
like this game. Are
quick
we telling
question.
the
How do
truth?
you have that many?
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be my first question.
So listen,
Thank you,
like
Casey.
I
She
lost
does.
my
Listen.
tag for my Jeep last year and I drove around with like the wrong tag on it all last year.
Oh
And then
no.
like when the new tags came, it was like in the mail. So the guy pulled me over and he's like, "Oh, your tags are bad." I'm like, "The fuck they're not." I'm like, "I lost the other tag and the new one's in the mail. Look it up on your computer there, Deputy Dewey." And he did. And he did, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they are in the mail. By the way, your license is suspended." I'm like, "Well, the what? I bought the wrong insurance for my Jeep,
Oh
so
no.
I got in trouble for that. So whatever. I bought like $300 worth of like unpaid tickets. It's
You can get
whatever.
your license suspended for no insurance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The wrong
Yeah.
Yeah.
insurance, because I'm
Um,
on high risk
I had no
insurance.
idea.
Because when I was rear-ended in my 93 fucking what the hell was that car? I don't even remember. It was a piece of shit car. I didn't have insurance on it. Didn't care about it. I got rear-ended and because I didn't have insurance, I now have to carry special insurance.
Oh
For how
no.
long? Because like some states it's only like 7 to 10 years.
Um I think it might be 10 years for me now because this is like the fourth time I got caught driving without insurance. It is what it is. Just I'm bad at paperwork.
So hold on. Cassie, are you harboring, don't all answer at once. Cassie, are you harboring um abscondee traffic people in your server too?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
Well,
I don't I don't have a
I've been in
problem with it.
Florida now for 2.5 years and still haven't registered my truck for Florida because
Uh
it never gets driven.
oh. Oh. I just want to know how do you harbor people in a Discord? Like, if I go and rob a bank, can I be hidden in a Discord?
I would, as someone with all the degrees, I would like to answer that because I have a Discord degree.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
thank you.
you can actually hide by creating an account that's someone else's name, but they don't actually know it's you.
Oh, well,
That
that's
would
not
be
happening.
So you won't get arrested for robbing a bank if you change your Discord name, is what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. Okay, I'm pleased we got that taken care of. I also have a degree in Microsoft Word as well. Carry on.
95. Is it
It's
right?
but
It's the 97 version,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's
Okay.
fine. They're really just the same.
I
I,
got it.
I think you also have a degree in the mole.
who? Great point. Um, the funniest shit last week. Why nobody takes these dumbasses seriously, and we told Erin this. We told her this shit needed to stop. Is they're like, we've got big news. There's a massive Discord meltdown. There was no meltdown. There's a mole in that Discord.
Yeah, a more cat, whatever your name is. There was a Discord meltdown. The
Yes.
wine lady below me posted it, but it wasn't in our
I'm sorry.
No.
I would just you said whatever your name is. I take that very personally. So if you could just clear that up, I'd appreciate that.
I took
Cassie?
accountability to myself, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. You can take
Did
accountability
you
to
write it
yourself.
down on a post-it? Because that's true accountability.
I put it in my notes on my iPhone.
Oh, on your
Oh,
phone.
okay. That's even better.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right.
You got to put it in a post-it and then frame it.
Can we also talk about how they really, really want me to be a criminal?
You need an accountability shadow box.
When I am the real criminal here.
I know.
Yeah, all of us without petty charges. I don't have any charges. I would also just like to put that out there. But what I do have is I ran a business for 11 years with a very large investor man whose name will never make it to the internet because everybody would know who he is. And then when it all went south during COVID, I filed for bankruptcy. That means that any thing that I was sued for prior to August of 2020 went away with my bankruptcy. So bringing it up now in 2024 is actually trash because it went
Oh,
away.
so my mother has a friend and her husband did a Travis, and we need to hold him accountable because it happened over the weekend and not 10 years ago.
Okay, so recently,
Oh yes, I know this.
yes.
I know this story.
Yes, he threw an air compressor through her windshield while she was in it.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I didn't know she was in it.
she was, I know, I found that out the next day, after the cops came and knocked on my bedroom window. It's a weird Nate. Anyways,
What?
Yeah.
What?
yeah. Yeah.
Were they there to collect the money for the unpaid parking tickets?
I thought about that for a minute and I was a little worried. I'm like, what are you guys collections this late at night? What's happening? No, it just turns out I needed to let my mother's friend in the crib because I
Oh,
was staying over there. And so I let her in, and yeah, and her husband did that, and oddly enough, he never got arrested. So
was that because there wasn't charges filed by the wife?
she wanted to, and they said no, it's a marital issue.
Ew.
That's what I said. I was like,
That
ew.
Yeah,
feels a
that's
little bit more than a marital issue. That's
Yeah,
feels
destruction of
I
property.
feels
100%
feels kind
agree.
of rapey.
I
Well,
just think we need to hold him accountable because he did that over the weekend and not 10 years ago.
So I make candles, so I could do a spell tonight. I know I'm like 14 hours late on the eclipse, but I could do like a spell with some sticky labels and some salami um and something plastic.
Mm-mm. Did you say salami?
I did. That's that's
Mm.
that's to
I
represent.
know. I
That's
know
to
what that means.
okay.
I know what that means. And I'm maybe I don't know what it means, but I'm pretty sure I know what that
It's
means.
just to represent the man because I don't have like a photo of him, and if I did, it
Oh,
would be wrong because I was
okay.
searching the
I
internet.
okay. Well, I was thinking more of like Vienna sausages, but that's another story. Story for another time.
Again, I don't know him, so I was just gonna use slices of salami to show the intent to his man
Member.
bits.
It's member.
And then I could use sugar to represent the glass. And then I could blow in the candle to represent the air compressor.
So a post eclipse spell is the most powerful. So just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to do it on the toilet too.
Don't forget to add potatoes and tomatoes to it.
Well,
I feel like
don't
that's
know.
gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows this in the comments, but I don't know shit about witchcraft. Okay, I'm going to carry on with packing my candle orders now. I'll be here.
While eating spaghetti.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
Lex was saying that he has a charge that got dropped. Lex, all you have to do is say I've held myself accountable and you have been absolved of all mishaps. I don't want to say wrongdoing, that felt weird. You just say I held myself accountable. That's all you got to do now. That's what the accountability police said. So
Wait, do you think that'll work for my traffic tickets?
I think so.
try it, yeah.
Oh.
You just have to write it on a post-it and then store the post-it in the Discord.
Yeah, and
then
then
my
show the
traffic-
court
Cassie.
that you wrote it on a post-it and that you put it in Discord. Therefore, all charges shall be eliminated.
And all you have to do moving forward is do better.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. I like this idea.
I thought I would tell Sasha about this Cassie thing real quick. A couple days ago, last week, Amy, I don't know, well, you might know who Amy is, said that I was a unihore and I pretend to be a 5-year-old named Cassie, which I don't. I don't do that. And for a while, Randy and Aaron were making videos on a troll account called Messy Jessie where they posted my whole address and also on Randy's YouTube that was calling me Cassie. And everybody, even people that we didn't get along at the time, London and Susie and I, everyone was like, "Who is Cassie? Who the who the fuck is Cassie?" We all were like, "No one knows. We still don't know." And so I guess because they in the live when I was confronting Amy, I was like, "So who's Cassie?"
Okay.
And
Yeah, I
she
was
didn't know
in
the
that
answer.
live.
So
I
yeah,
remember Crazy
yeah,
Amy and her ranting and going around and then hiding in the comments whenever she
yeah,
had a direct question asked at her.
yeah.
But
Yep.
also,
She
you went a little
ran
fire on
because
her. It was fabulous.
Max came into the live. But I would just like to remind everybody that Max was in all of our lives last year and nobody had an issue with it. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are there children in here? Because I have my own child, but I don't like other people's children. So if there's children in here, I'm not going to be able to.
I'm basically a child.
Okay. Well, you can stay.
Okay.
I think I'll tell you in like 5 minutes if I change my mind.
A toddler? Does that count?
yes.
It depends. Are you eating people on the internet or like food? Because every time I see you, you eat.
Just Kraft mac and cheese
Oh yeah,
and
no,
the blue
you can,
box.
you can keep doing that in the
Okay.
Discord. You do that in
Yes.
the Discord? That's weird. That's weird.
Well,
right
that's where we're
now-
harboring the predators, so we must also eat there too.
Right now, I'm eating a bowl of ice cream, and I'm lactose intolerant.
Can we eat the predators?
That's what I
I
was
guess
just
so.
thinking.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like that's a little cannibalism, or
By the way, just for fun facts, cannibalism is legal in the United States of America. The reason
Not
that
in
it
certain
becomes
states.
the reason that it becomes not illegal is how you get to perform cannibalism.
Oh God.
But yeah, eating another human is, well, not in Kentucky, that's against the law, but in everywhere else you can you just got to find them like that.
wait,
Sure.
in Kentucky, you can marry your cousin, but you can't eat them.
Yeah, the ORAL word is illegal. Anyway, moving on.
Tifties lives in. Oh no, that was her mom. Never mind. Sorry. Um, so yeah, we don't know who Cassie is. Um, I don't know why they think I'm mad about it. Like,
We asked because there was a video that I said something about Cassie last year, and I had asked Randy, I go, what is it? Oh, she just really, or they just really hate it. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, but for what reason? And that was the answer.
I
That was
just
it. That was
I
the answer. Yeah.
I feel
okay.
like we're just being truthful. So I just want to say that in the height of when I hated you, Cassie, I did some digging and I couldn't find out why your name was Cassie.
You thought it was your middle name for a while.
Nope,
Yeah.
definitely not my middle name. No.
But I just, if we're going to be honest, I just want to put that out there that I did try and find the connection. And no.
There's never been I've never been called Cassie anywhere in my entire life, so there's no way for me to hate it, which makes it even more weird. The only I'm with, like, I'll tell you guys, the only thing that anyone ever could come up with is that during Columbine, one of the kids that were unalived, the one that like said something about God beforehand before
Who's
they were
Jesus?
pew-pewed,
Yeah.
uh her name was Cassie. And so for him to be like, oh well, they just really hate it. I feel like it is that reason. I feel like that is in fact the true reason, is because Cassie was shot and died, and I was shot, and I guess they wish me dead. But I don't know. I
I
actually
You,
don't know.
you
that
know, in
I
like the seventh grade, I actually read that as my like spoken piece for UIL.
Did you?
I feel like you're
I did.
giving them way too much intelligence with that
Mm,
analogy.
that is a lot of
Agreed.
intelligence.
But if that analogy is true, that's really disturbing.
Yeah, oh, super disturbing, but I feel
Well,
like that would require a multitude of brain cells to
Oh
work
yeah.
in
they
orchestra.
they started calling me Cassie on the Messy Jessie account when they were posting my Google Street View of my house, and then followed by pictures of the dude that shot me. So that's why
Wait,
it came from
what?
that.
They posted street views of the home that you lived in.
The home I live in now. Yes.
Yeah, this isn't like new, Sasha.
Oh yeah, last June.
Hey, I'm
We've
still
been
playing catch
I
up.
know
I'm
you
sorry.
I know you just joined in, but like this has been going on, like mine and Morgan's relationship is actually longer than some of the people I've dated. Like I've followed Morgan around this app hating on them. Not to the level of which they've done, but um yeah, I think we're definitely going on like two years now.
Well,
I've only been on this app for like a year.
the massive man meltdown was February January of 2023. So what was going on before that, I don't know.
The
But
Travis and Dan accountability shit, and
I
then you
well
were
bef
in my comments in December of 2022 when everyone came in and tried to tackle Travis. So yeah, it must be we must be going back like 15 months minimum.
I
Do
feel like
does each week that Aaron was in a relationship equal a year on TikTok to complain about it? Is that
oh, does that
is
mean
that
it's
Oh,
almost
Three
over?
years?
continuing works over
yeah.
here? Because that's what I feel like.
Yeah, if it's 15 months in real life, then it's 10 years, that's common law marriage. Boom, half your shit is mine, Cassie.
I
Sorry. That's fact.
was just thinking about Aaron doing this shit for 10 years, 8 more years or something crazy. I mean,
I mean, at that point, the SAG is going to be so bad.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Does it become a dill pickle after 10 years?
To bread and butter.
Ew, the worst pickle.
Oh,
I know
gross.
the worst one, the bread and butter one.
We have all
The
hated
one
each
that's
other
just peppered.
longer than Erin and Adam dated. I think we
That's
should
true.
celebrate that. I think we should
True.
celebrate that.
Listen,
I
the amount of things that are longer than an R&D relationship are a lot. Um, 3 weeks is just not a long time.
I was going to say 3 weeks. I mean, my puppy's older than that.
what is that, like 9.5 inches?
They lived in two
Just
separate countries.
The next
There was
20
no like
will be them.
road tripping like down the street, like, oh hey, I live in Oklahoma and you live in Texas, like let's meet at state lines. No. It was like the US to Canada, you need a passport.
Yeah, it was like a treaty convention.
Yeah.
They had a treaty convention.
Well, I'll tell you what, the relationship, I'm not going to go too deep into it mostly because for that person, but Chrissy's relationship was longer by 1 week than an R&D relationship, and she's doing the same thing. So,
Do they live in the same town though?
no.
Oh,
But
fucking hell.
But they live
Physically,
in
not
the same
countries.
country.
They live in the same country, yeah.
Oh,
Not in
okay.
the same state though. Not in the same state. There was no road tripping for that one either.
I gotta be honest, it's giving me like I've run through the people in my own town and can't find someone, so I'm starting to date outside my state dash country. It's giving me those kind of vibes because long distance relationships have never been for me. Like I wouldn't even contemplate it as a relationship if I never saw somebody. And I know people have different understandings of relationships, but like if my relationship togetherness depended solely on FaceTime, I don't know whether I would ever classify that person as a partner.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, some people I know. I know some people that do that, but like, Rick and I were an hour and a half apart for what,
That's not,
two
no.
years?
That
I
doesn't
know.
count, Cassie.
We did
That
not
doesn't.
FaceTime either, so it's okay.
Yeah,
For
that doesn't count.
2 years, but I came out like 3 weekends a month to like in the height of our before I moved in. So I used to
Right.
come like every other weekend, and then it was as many weekends as possible because it was only an hour and a half, and that was really too much. My girlfriend is 6 hours away now, unfortunately.
Right, but you make
Um,
plans to see them. This is
yes,
what I'm saying. Like if you're
yeah,
not, do you know what I mean? Like there's a
yeah.
lot of
If you
people
can't
on
get there,
here that constitute relationships as, oh well, I talk to that person on the phone.
I mean, I'm certainly not dating somebody in a Kentucky jail and calling it a relationship.
Oh, shots
Whoa.
fired! Shots fired! I have to pack orders now.
Uh,
But I mean, it's true. Like, again,
Susie,
also different country.
Susie, you and I are in a relationship. You didn't know this, but for 3 weeks, you and I have been in a relationship.
Well, I'm gonna make 947 videos about you.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yep.
bye, Lex.
Bye, Lex.
Bye,
See,
bye.
I do want to like just kind of be petty about Chrissy again, real quick. In that
Yeah,
one
go ahead,
message with the
please.
paragraphs, she was like, "Oh, so my messages where I'm talking shit. We all talk shit, but now I'm friends and I didn't talk shit about them." First of all, when you tell me that I'm gonna talk about what Erin did to me when you messaged me about Erin. Yeah, you tell me Erin's a shit person. Yeah, she's doing terrible shit. I agree. Like that's like you can call that talking shit if you want, but like I made my position clear. But when you say things like how disgusting it is that Aaron is in the comments supporting trailers being terribly transphobic and trying to call me a P3DO and how that is a fucking transphobia as a non-binary person, like that whole thing. When you say that, and then a week later you're in that comment section also, and that's your new buddy who's going to help you get revenge. It's two different things because Aaron's still doing that shit.
Yeah, I think there should be a standard. Can we
It's the cash show. Oh my god, that would have been so much better. Maji, you're too late.
I think there needs to be a standard of what is constituted as talking shit and just having a conversation. Because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when people say talking shit, like I have talked shit. I have made up hypothetical scenarios. I have put myself in a situation where I've spoken about a person as if I know the person. Like that's talking shit. But like if your logic is, oh, I saw them on the internet and I didn't like what they did, I don't think that's talking shit. Like there needs to be an understanding of standard.
It's
Because I
only
think
talking shit.
Well, I guess for me, it's especially the little post that Chrissy did today. which I don't know if Morgan has or not, or me, Cassie has, but there's like 6 paragraphs, and one of them is saying like, "Oh, I talk shit. I don't care." Well, you certainly didn't care when they were doing it to me, and I wasn't talking about you. like, like you inserted yourself, and now you're mad. So I don't have any sympathy for you, and it's just like nobody was outing Chrissy's text messages or voice clips prior to Chrissy's arrival on scene. It just the logic is just missing from a lot of it.
I
Just
want to say
saying randomly,
I
if
just got a
anyone
warning.
makes videos about me,
For
then
what?
send them to me so I
Bullying
know.
and harassment.
it's all right if the ship
We're
goes down,
recycling.
you can come onto my ship.
My other account can post too, so
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
true.
Be petty. It's fine, guys. Um, the
You're
I
always welcome on my ship. I just thought I'd get that
yeah,
out there. I just really wanted to say that, and that was the prime opportunity for me to say that. So okay, I'm done.
like 47. Like we.
No, we went paused again.
Oh, sorry. We. It's fine. We could go. Thank you. We could go to your live. We could also go to like other lives. It's fine.
Was that a foot? I see a foot.
London,
Sorry.
London, go
Trying to
live
move my
so that
camera.
Cassie doesn't get so Cassie can continue to go live.
No, it's
It's,
okay. I'm
it's
not worried about it
Cassie.
yet. Is this what
Oh,
you?
this
Is this the
one.
one?
This is what I was talking about. Yes. Drop all the receipts that you want, receipts of the same conversation that you are also a part of. Exactly. Chrissy, by the way, Randy, Aaron, and Tifties were all part of that conversation that they keep dropping. Do you not think that there wasn't conversation on the other side of that recording? Do you not
Well,
think they didn't agree with me?
oh, the phone. Yeah.
It's a pick and choose.
I was very clear with Chrissy in DMs, and I posted this when I told her that posting private DMs is a boundary and it's a violation of privacy. And then she posted my private DM. Like, what do you mean post all the receipts you want? I wasn't posting receipts. I
Yeah.
was posting your
I
DMs. It was
I just
fucking
want to mention something really quickly on this topic, and it's going to sound super fucking cryptic. But how long do we think this alliance has been going on?
since mid-March.
Oh, fuck. Hey, Susie,
Yeah.
do you think that it was an attempt to get my address?
Um no, I think a different thing was an
Okay.
attempt to make videos so that the things would be true.
But that wouldn't work with the same narrative.
It wouldn't. Could
But
be you're moving, so
oh yeah, and I ship from a PO box, so it doesn't make the slightest bit of fucking difference. No one's going to show up there.
no. You know what I think it was. Well, I'll talk to you. I'll just say it later.
Okay.
Um,
I just suddenly thought about that as if someone's going to be like, "Oh, I have updated information."
yeah, no, I
Intrusive thoughts. Don't let them win.
yeah. I'll tell you about it offline, and
Oh
then you can.
shit, it's 6:30. I didn't take my pills. This is the problem. I'll be right back.
Yeah, then I also and Morgan, I also think that you should have a conversation with London offline
Okay.
about it. But no, so but she wrote you apologies, and I know that you were like almost accepting them, right? Like you wanted
Oh, I
to,
accepted them.
and I
I
feel
told
like
her it was like big of her. I thought I respected her doing it and stuff. Yeah, I accepted them.
yeah, like, and I think that everybody should always default on the side of if somebody really comes across as genuine and apologetic, I would always do default on the side of accepting it. Now that's just me, but I also don't walk around thinking that everybody's going to accept my apology. Um, I was shocked when Amy said that London and Mine's apology seemed fake. It didn't. There were tears on one of those phone calls,
Wow.
and absolute like full accountability, like on both sides of that phone call. And then we found out that what she had said about Jen was not what she told Jen. So like there's just been a lot of like it's really weird. And so I
It's
feel like
classic
he
Chrissy.
pulled an Amy on you, like Amy pulled on London, myself, and Jen.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, there was a so not only did she send me apologies mid-March, but also she had sent messages to someone else, to Lex. He told me I could use them if I wanted to, so fuck her. And it was very much it wasn't apologies, but it was very similar to the thing of like I don't why is it okay? Why is Morgan talking to these people? Why is Susie? Why is that okay? Ma'am, you're weird. Like but I think that's where it started because I think what was happening was she was trying to get information out of people that she could either take to um, to them or they were already having her try to like get messages and stuff.
But like,
They do
what is
these
she
really
getting out
weird
of this?
things.
But like, what is she getting
Um,
out of this? I don't understand. Like with this
Okay,
alliance, like,
so
what are
let
they
me
getting out of it?
explain to Chrissy so that Cassie number one up here doesn't get any more videos. Um, so Chrissy is a friend of ours. I said again, there was a group of people in a Discord, like in 2022. Like by the way, 2022.
yep.
And it was a bunch of women, and it was a place where people were sharing stories of men being kind of gross on this app or being abusive on this app. And for the most part, I think that anybody that was called out was probably called out for very specific reasons, and rightfully so. I don't even remember everybody's name, and you know what I mean, all the men's name. However, fast forward to that, many things have happened where it got so out of control that one of those men was extremely abusive to one of Morgan's very good friends, and legal things have happened. And with that, I was on the side of the harassment side last year, and it's awful. And that's all, and I don't, it's not my place to talk about it anymore. But I'm going to tell you that I participated in that. And all I can do is, again, to try and correct some of that. But Chrissy was part of that. There was a group of us that did talk to those people, and they have their side of the story, which is completely a lie. Which we didn't realize until later. There were so many half truths and so many things that we were unaware of until it was too late, if that makes sense. And we were friends with them, and I was good friends with them, and London was good friends with them. And then that's where the plane ticket comes in. But Chrissy was part of that original group last summer where we were talking to those particular people. Does that, because I'm
Yes.
trying not to say names.
I know enough of everything else that I
Okay.
know exactly what you're talking about.
So
Yes.
all this goes down. Chrissy has been friends. The only person that all of us, including the people in the comments, unless you are completely new and you are here just watching and you have no idea what's going on, we have like 2 or 3 people that everybody has in common, and Chrissy is one of them.
Don't mind me just watching. Carry
Yeah,
on.
Chrissy is one of them. So Chrissy has a lot of insecurity, where Chrissy has told me on multiple occasions, I have a hard time with friends. And there were many times where Chrissy would be like, I'm taking a break. And I'd be like, cool, I'm here when you come back. There was lots of times where Chrissy would say mean things to me, and I'd be like, cool. Like when you're not upset, I understand. You're upset with me. I'm fine with that. We can talk about it later. Or if you don't want to talk to me at all, then and I don't want this to, so I'm going to speak cryptic, and you can ask me offline some more details, because this is not, again, not my story either. It's Morgan.
In the Discord? In the
In
Discord?
our Discord, in our
Okay.
very big Discord server. But
I have your phone
there
number. I could
was
just
there
call
was
you.
between one of my good friends and Morgan, there was some text messages that went back and forth. It it's not a good it's not a good topic. It's not a good thing. It's it's very harmful for both parties. Chrissy knew about it. They had squashed the topic for the most part. And Chrissy then reached out to Tiff and Aaron and brought it back to light. And that is what Chrissy did. And Chrissy then sent me a text message and said, "Well, I'm not going down for my particular friend." And I was like, "You are completely insane." And like I like laughed at her. I was like, "Do not text me." Like she'll go, she'll text you and go, "I'm gonna keep you on block." Bro, don't text me. Okay. like I don't text you. Don't contact me. Don't do all of that. But she will stir the pot so much on items that have been put to bed.
For
And
attention.
and those items can potentially end up with law enforcement because it's not, again, it's not a pretty, it's not pretty. Let's just put it that. It's not a pretty thing. It's not a pretty topic.
So essentially, she just really likes attention,
Yeah,
and
so she, like, if you're her friend and you irritate her, like there's a couple of men on the app that Chrissy doesn't like, and I'm going to use Ben as an example because I know Ben. Okay, and I've had many conversations with Ben, and I know that Ben will not care if I talk about this. So so Chrissy doesn't like Ben for many reasons, and it's Chrissy wanted me to call out Ben. I will never call out Ben. I don't care what Ben does. I know Ben privately, and I know, we've been through quite a bit. Emotionally, we're again just friends. Ben and I have never had any, but we for years, it's like since day one on this app. So there's nothing that Ben in my mind, like outside of like, unaliving things like that, that I would ever be mad at Ben for. I don't care. I don't care. Ben's friendship to mine is way more important than anything that gets called out on TikTok. So I know that Chrissy was upset about that. At one point, I even, even when I had a conversation with Chrissy and said like, "Hey, could we all be on the phone together? Like, I'm not sure. We might need a referee." And then it went so south that I called Ben and I was like, "No, don't do it. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the back end of that." So that makes Chrissy mad. Then Chrissy will go to 10 people and call 10 people and talk to 10 people about it until Chrissy gets somebody to agree. So she will find somebody that doesn't like you. So, and then that person will become Chrissy's best friend until they don't do something that Chrissy wants. And then Chrissy will go call another 10 people and find somebody who's mad at you and the next person. And it's just a domino effect. And that's what's going on right now. And I think that that's a pretty good explanation, unless somebody wants to.
It sounds really healthy.
Well, and there's also the aspect of like in that message she said that she doesn't talk shit about people who you're friends with. Back in 2022 when there was a Discord, um, I was it was like Liz and Chrissy, I think, first, or listen, Renee, I can't remember. And then people were added in. You were actually there before I was, Susie, and then I was brought in later. And then pretty quickly, Chrissy was in my DMs being like, I don't trust Susie and Steph. They just don't seem like they care. They don't do this, they don't do that. Like constantly saying these things about people. And I think what it is that she gets like she was worried and jealous, and now that she's been reacting the way she is to our friendship, I believe that's true, that she'll be replaced or something, right? Like she needs to do all of this stuff because she's afraid her whatever. But it's gross.
She should
Chris,
hang
you
out with
better.
me.
it sounds like junior high.
Oh,
It
it's
is.
really
Yeah.
bad. It's so
It's really bad. And here's the thing,
It's like High School Musical with people that can't sing.
like in that Discord,
Or
I
dance.
was happening to go back and forth with a man who was pretty bad, and he had physically done things to women, like in person. So this wasn't just text messages of like, oh hey, we had this interaction, but he came at me first, and then he and I were going back for like a topic on TikTok. This wasn't even like a gross like you've done something to me, and you were like, he was just being an asshole. And So we go, and then all these women show up in my lap. So one of those men was somebody that I had taken on. And that's where Stephanie and I were focusing on. It wasn't that we weren't focusing on anybody else. We were, that he was hitting us. And then remember, oh God, he accused Morgan of having a conversation with him. That
Of
was the
flirting
best.
with him.
Yeah, of flirting with them, and they never spoke. But he came at me first. So I would be in that Discord, and I just didn't know who everybody was. Like I didn't know who
Right.
these guys were. I had no interaction, so I wasn't not participating. It was like I didn't know anybody. Do you know what I
And
mean?
it, and
Like,
it
I was like,
wasn't
I didn't even know what we were talking. I didn't even know I
You were
followed
the new
punks
kid
then.
on the bus.
it never should have been that it never should have been that serious, right? Because like it takes time for people to warm up to spaces, so why was it such a I don't know, it's just weird.
Well, and then I was asked not to run. I was one of the only people that was asked not to run videos on punks, because I had zero interaction with him at that point. And that is when I think the racism stuff was going out about Listen Stephanie, and Stephanie, and like anytime anybody said anything about him, it was Listen Stephanie that were getting hit. So then, being friends with Stephanie, as we all know that I am, said please don't, because I'm me on the internet, and I'll say mean things. Um, it wouldn't be directed back at me; it would be directed back at her. So I didn't run videos because I was asked not to. Like that's the other side of that, is that what Chrissy doesn't understand is that I was in that Discord because I was friends with Stephanie. So
Well,
of
yeah.
course, when my one friend that I knew prior to this, and was just getting to know Liz, asked me not to do something, I didn't do it because she's my friend, and why would I do that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Chrissy
I
accused us of a lot of things in that Discord.
yeah, I mean, I was supposedly I was told not to make videos on punks. That never happened, by the way. I was never
Um,
told that.
yeah,
Maybe Chrissy was supposed to tell me too, but never did.
Sorry, I had to print shipping labels for my unemployment job.
no, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is like it's all like, and I do think that Chrissy would tell Morgan one thing and then tell me another.
Oh, absolutely.
And
There's
that's
no
where it becomes, like, and I had just told Morgan yesterday, like, I try to watch last year to figure out where I was, like, emotionally and mentally, to be so angry at a person online that I had not really had a conversation with in over a year, on why, when Rudy asked me to say, like, Rudy goes, just pick up the phone, just pick up the phone. And I was like, no, why I wouldn't allow myself to, even in that state, be like, you know what, I'm even going to have an angry conversation with this person. Let's see how it goes.
Because we
Because
had people in our ear last year telling us that Morgan was the worst human being ever.
yeah,
So once you hear that enough, you believe it. And I mean, not not to rehash old shit, but when I think back, now it doesn't bother me, but when I think back and I think about some of the things where I specifically remember seeing Morgan, I go, well, everything they kind of said was funny. But because I had it in my head that you were such a horrible person, I read those sentences differently.
right.
Do you know what I mean? And like even
Yeah.
now when I like watch your videos, I'll be like, damn, they've got a wicked sense of humor.
yeah,
But even previous videos, I'm like, they're just mean. Like
I had to jump back up here for a minute because they started talking about like the old Discord and stuff, and I just had like a flashback. Morgan, do you remember why we would get annoyed with Chrissy all the time? Who
Because she
did
sends 4 million voice messages.
and
yes.
who was she talking about 24/7? Who?
Punks.
Yes. 24/7. I'd be like, I don't care about him. I don't care about him. I don't care about him. Like there's been times where I don't think about that man so much that I forget like he exists, and I'm like, oh shit, he's a person. I forgot about him. Oh,
So
like true story. She would sit there and fuel that fire of like this punk's hatred with me and Morgan, and me and Morgan would be on the side going, I can we stop talking about him? Like, I don't care
okay,
about him. And Susie and I talked about this the other night too. If you think about all this big huge shit show, if you take the Aaron D. Adam Warlock situation out of it, a lot of this drama is all because of fucking Chrissy.
yeah,
All of it.
I'm sorry.
All of it.
There was a comment just there that I didn't like. Um, Cassie Jen has been talking to Cassie Q.
No,
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine.
you're in trouble.
Listen, London, Cassie Q and I go back pretty far, okay?
I don't know who you just tried to speak to, but my name is Cassie.
Yeah, Susie or Cassie, I don't even know who you all are anymore. Cassie Q
We're just all
and I
Cassies.
go back.
This is Cassie and the star at the bottom. This is Cassie
Yes.
Jen. Well, wouldn't you be Cassie Konya?
I
Then
think I'd
it's
be.
Cassie
I
Q.
think I'd be a Cass. Or I think I'd be Jen, the Cassie mom.
yes.
It's just like
That's
the obsession level is insane. Like there's
that's
some
a
like
whole
series.
different quink, by the way, Cassie.
I
But,
mean, it is.
but not
Oh
mine.
God, no, London.
Not
Stop.
mine.
No, God, no. Fucking stop.
This is like
That is gonna be a
Lifetime
new
movie.
rumor.
She
I would
said.
also
She
like to
said.
point out
Jen,
to add
the
to Jen.
Cassie mum. That's a whole different quink. Just
It
to
is.
be clear, it's a
It
whole
is.
different
No,
one.
it's punny. It's punny. Stop it. Stop it. Because now, next thing you know, I'm gonna be fucking powdering Cassie's ass.
No,
I'll,
that
I'll,
is
Whoa.
not one of my queens. Nope. No, thank you.
I'll call
Definitely
you
not one
mommy.
of mine. I prefer.
I'll call you mommy.
Oh God.
I can't with you right now. I can't.
We were
No,
here to
but
make people
like,
feel uncomfortable because I'm here for it.
I'll be right back.
but no, like, that's a true thing though. Like, if we think about this all fucking is all because of Chrissy. Every single thing is because of Chrissy.
Is it though that she's so like histrionic that you have to just figure out like that it has to be her idea and then she feels like she's achieved something? Because I'm kind of getting that vibe.
I don't
Um,
think that she like means to achieve anything. I think she just tries to break up friendships so that she can find somebody that will focus on her because nobody will focus on her because she's boring.
Oh.
well,
Oh,
the
that's
so I'm not even sure if I told
Oh my
Cassie is
goodness.
hilarious.
Did you see who just joined? Cassie
No.
Sass and the Star? Oh, it's on.
I love this.
Hello.
So when Cassie is hilarious and I got the original text message that we were terrible friends to a specific bug, um, with plane tickets involved. We didn't tell anybody. Yes, we didn't tell anybody. And it was that person who then informed Liz, Chrissy, Stephanie. And then Chrissy called Liz, and I believe Stephanie was involved in this too, and said Susie knew all this information on them and never shared. And Liz was like, it's not it's not information that's yours. And that moment right there is when I realized that Chrissy feels like Aaron entitled to
Yep.
information
Yep.
that is not hers. I am under no obligation to share information about people's relationships. I'm under no obligation to share information if I know somebody had a breakup and it was terrible and all of that. Especially if I'm asked not to speak about it. If I choose to speak about it, then I have to take accountability for that.
That's the funniest thing about this whole thing with this like hunting out information if you're a decent human being and someone says, I don't want to talk about that, you don't fucking talk about it.
No.
Either which way. If I go to Susie and I go, hey, what's that about? And Susie says to me, I can't really tell you. Regardless of how I internally feel, I go, I respect Cassie Q. I'm sorry, I called you the wrong name.
It's fine.
I respect her and I don't ask again.
Yeah.
So, by the way, and I know that Buzz's girlfriend Cassie and the original Cassie up there, and it's so. But I'm talking about it's hilarious, Cassie. So I have health issues going on, and last year I was freaking out, and I got information back, and I shared it with nobody, and I told everybody that I was fine. I told everybody that I was fine. I gave my little candle friend up there my lab report because I was concerned. So I don't know. I felt the need one day, probably after a glass of wine, that I needed to come out and share the information about what was going on. And Cassie Hilarious up there goes, I was wondering when you were going to come out and tell me because I have your lab work. and that person knew that I wasn't ready to talk about it because I had to tell my family. I had to figure out who I want to know and who I didn't want to know, how I was going to tell my kids. If I wanted to even tell my kids, I needed to process that. I have to go get treatments, like that's the thing. And that one up there goes, I have your lab work and never shared. And we were all on the phone together, like listen, and Lynn and I, when I was going through that, and I said, everything's fine. And that person up there never invaded my privacy, not once. Because not a shit person.
Because it's not my information to tell everyone you have hemorrhoids. Oh,
I know.
And that's the difference between Cassie Candlemaker and some of the other people, because
that is a horrible
she's not
name, by the way. Can we go with It's Cassie or Cassie is Hilarious?
I'm
more than just a candle maker. I make room sprays and carpet freshener.
real. Like, I don't
Plus,
ever worry about saying anything to
what?
Susie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't ever worry about telling any of you that are on here about anything in real life because I trust that y'all will not tell anyone else.
Be careful.
Whereas other
with
people, you
Buzz's
can't be
girlfriend.
that way.
Be careful with Buzz's girlfriend, Cassie,
I
because
was just get ready to jump down. What kind of shit you're gonna talk about me now?
oh, this is like real shit. Like, I'm gonna talk real shit about you. Be careful about them, because if you tell them something, they will 10 years down the road make a troll account and you'll have no idea who they are.
Yes, I will. I absolutely will.
Yep.
Okay. No, that's not shit talking. That's just fact speaking. That's a big difference. Okay, but now I am gonna drop down because I did eat ice cream and drink milk. And it's gonna get wild here in a little bit.
We don't need Cassie sound effects as well. Bye.
Why do you think I'm dropping down? Bye.
And that's one of the things. That's really just like one of the, I don't know, fucking most annoying things about a lot of these people is that they don't understand what it is to be an adult and what like trust is or privacy. And I'm just like, how have you been on this life? Most of these people are over the age of 40, by the way. How have you been in this world for 40 years and you don't understand that once you've been removed from a space, you're not welcome back there. You're not entitled to information, even if you're in the space.
I was gonna say, my 11-year-old actually understands that. So
it's important. It's important to me, and I think that's what the funniest thing is people can run around this app all day long saying that I spoke about addresses, but you'll never get out of anyone's mouth, she told me something that I wasn't supposed to know.
Oh no.
Cool.
You'll never hear that, because I've never done it. I've never run to the app and been like, oh, here's some tea. All the tea that I talk about is publicly on the app.
Well, even the tea that you originally spilled, you didn't name a name. You just
Correct.
said this person.
Yep.
Well,
Hey, Shirley.
spilling tea about ourselves is different like, than
You have
doing,
the right to talk about what they did to you. If they wanted you to tell a different story, they should have treated you better.
Yep.
Truth.
I I don't know. I'm still pretty fucking annoyed that um I can't get off of it. That I literally told Chrissy, um, sharing private DMs is a boundary. And oh, by the way, because she was like, I was talking to her. She had apologized to me, and I was trying to like, you know, be nice and engage in acquaintance level conversation because I knew she felt very isolated, and I felt bad for her. I felt bad about that. It's not my fault, but I understand that feeling. So I had sent her a screenshot jokingly of it was one of Erin D's badly written captions where she says something
My
about
favorite game.
where she said something about like unicorns is reaching out to old mutuals to silence them. And I'm like, the fuck does that mean? So I sent her a message and I was like, I guess I don't know if you're one of the older mutuals, but be as loud as you want to be, like I was being sarcastic, right? And she messaged me. We had a little short conversation, and then she just goes, "Well, I don't really care about insert guy's name here. I'm going to talk about him whenever I want." And I was like, "I wasn't talking about him.
Yeah.
What? Why did you? Why are you bringing this up?" "Oh, well, Tiffany reached out to me about him." Did she? Actually, she told me that back in January too. I just didn't pay attention to it, but um, I was like, interesting. I don't get involved in that stuff with him because there are people who she wants to call a victim who don't, who either have had conversations with him or don't want anything to do with Chrissy and what Chrissy's trying to do. And so I don't need to involve myself in the conversation that Chrissy has because Chrissy has repeatedly told me, I don't care about what he did to me. I forgave him for that.
I mean, and again, I'm totally, I'm totally fine with recirculating to Chrissy. But you mentioned a name in there, and I have personally been harmed by this individual because this individual took information from Karen and then threw it in my face so that I would be mean to Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Tifties did that. I didn't do that. Tifties did that.
There's a really big coincidence between these three women, and so
Right.
I don't know how long it'll take, but they're definitely going to destroy each other. They very much do the same thing. Like Tiffany, like we found out about Tiffany when Rudy found out that Aaron D was sharing his text messages. It was because Tiffany had sent it to him, and I believe Rudy, he deleted all his messages. I've never had Rudy lie to me about anything. Unfortunately, I really wanted him to because I've called him a liar, but he's never lied to me about anything. So he's just not a liar. And like she had sent it to him and said, "Wait to post this. Wait to do anything about this till after 3 p.m. Otherwise, she'll know it's from me." That message was later used by Aaron and Tiffany on a voice call with a bunch of people where she was demanding, they were both demanding to know who sent this to Rudy because it had caused Aaron great harm. Tiffany and Aaron held this call. I was there, and like it was Tiffany. And then Aaron will do stuff like go to people, like she was sending all kinds of stuff to Rudy about me, trying to get him to fight with me before I even knew who she was. Like it's weird. It's weird stuff. Oh, look, it's Cassie Diesel Mechanic. Hi, Cassie.
Hi, all the Cassies.
I know, Camille. He's definitely not a liar. He's
Well,
not.
and
That probably came out a little bit rude. I didn't mean it to.
um,
Sorry.
well, but like even like so, Aaron, and Tiff approached me, and they were like, and Randy for that matter, and we're like, we left because we thought what Morgan was talking about your kid. Okay. All you said apparently from what I know now You said I weaponized my kid. We've had conversations about that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like for both of us, we're both just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
I think Morgan realizes that you can't pick Max up and run up full speed with him under your arm.
Yeah. So, yeah, Max is bigger than I am. So, but they got me on an emotional tick, right? Like that was my thing last year. And like what probably people don't understand is that we were in the first year or like year and a half of Max coming out. So not only were we dealing with that, and there's just so much that happens in the background when your child comes out for anything, and it doesn't have to be sexuality, like, or gender, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be about anything. But when you're dealing with a massive change in your child's life, and then you go online and you feel like, again, I was feeling that does not make that facts. Okay, facts versus feelings. I was feeling a particular way, and there's what it was, and they took that feeling and they amped that up, and
I'm
it was
sorry,
not
Susan.
the
I,
reason why they left uh
I know
the
Max is
Discord in the
super
first place.
important, but who's with the noise? Is it you, Cass, Sass, and Star down the bottom?
For sure.
No, I'm being quiet.
Yeah, but your
There was some
background
background
isn't.
noise.
I'm sorry. It was probably the husband, or I was adjusting my headphones.
Oh yeah, blame the
Um,
men. Ugh,
Well,
patriarchy.
the appendages. I can't help it.
well, there was also like a time period, right? And so I guess there was something about accounts with your kid's name. I don't even know anything about that. Definitely didn't do that. And there was,
I didn't
I
see any accounts with Max's name.
oh, I thought Aaron mentioned that there was those in that call, or there's something weird about that that I was like, huh? I don't even know what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
like, but that's the thing, is that half the stuff that Aaron said, like and you can see that, like, it's 10 messages to me going, oh. like like you can see that those text messages, I mean, even though I'm talking to Aaron, there's a lot of outrage on Aaron's side, and then there's even one where Aaron was talking about you had made a troll, like it was probably you, probably Jen, honestly, or Justin. And I go, oh, I thought that account was funny. Like I showed you that message where I was like not even mad about the troll accounts. I wasn't. I was mad about what Travis did, but I wasn't mad about the other stuff.
Well, we watched like because they were always like attacking, and when I say we watched, I don't mean it in a creepy way. We watched like very specifically the way Aaron and Tiffany were trying to manipulate language and rage farm you, especially in October.
Mm-hmm.
They when the Glass House account came out and they blamed me for some shit that on other troll accounts that Aaron had been using. I had nothing, not even a clue that I knew it had happened after it happened, but it wasn't me. So she claims that that was her rationale for doing Glass Houses and started making videos again. Um, but she was very using a lot of language about protecting kids and stuff, and I was like, she's literally just trying to court Susie to her side again. Like she's trying again to do
Well, and
it
that
go
lasted
before
for
she tried
what,
again.
30 days, because
Yeah.
as soon as Randy came out, like I like I said, I called London and I was like, I have to come out and defend Morgan publicly again. And I was upset about it. But London, like it was less than a 5-minute conversation, and both of us were like, yeah, this ends now. Like we were like, it ends now. It's over.
And I greatly appreciated that. And it's just, I mean, they just go too far. But it's really obvious once you realize what's happening. Like once we
Yeah.
all, as a group, collectively, and this is why Aaron and Tiffany think that they're gonna infiltrate this Discord and all this other stuff, which obviously they haven't. Um, it is because when we collectively had an opportunity to speak amongst ourselves when Erin wasn't around, because she went away, she wasn't around for a weekend. She claimed it was because she was so mad about the thing with your kid. But by the way, that was a month later. Okay, they were still around, still doing shit. I have messages from her on the 14th, the same time she's messaging Randy talking about, I'm so Sass knows I'm mad at her. No, I didn't. Used incorrect pronouns. That's because she does. Anyway, we had an opportunity to talk to one another, and we started piecing together stuff and information that had been slightly different, and like things that had been being said in DMs. And that's when we figured out what was going on. And then once you see it, It becomes really obvious because her method is the same every single time. So it's
There is, I
crazy.
mean, like even in my text messages, I would ask questions, and then it's a deflection, but they did something to, like, they shared my kid's info. I didn't even know she had a 2-year-old. Do you know what like that's how, and that's what people think, that like, oh, they must know every part of my life. Bro, I knew you had kids, but I didn't know how old they were. Do you know? I don't know how many there are, because there's not enough that I'm going to pay attention to know this. Like, I'm not
Hmm.
gonna. I don't care about Aaron's love life enough to go be like, there's 3 kids involved, and like, I don't care, and I don't believe that anybody cared enough to go and find out Aaron's 2-year-old's information. That call came within the house. That call came
Hmm.
within the house. And some of her friends said that to me. Literally called
Yep.
me on the phone. They were like, "Hey, please don't bring us into this." I we There's a bunch of us that feel like that part of that situation is Erin doing it to herself. I didn't come up with that by myself. That was given to me.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard that too from in a similar fashion from some of her friends, which I was like, oh, okay.
I
At
don't
this
believe they're
point,
friends anymore. I can't imagine that they're talking at this point, because I think even back then some of those people were like, "Hey, this is a lot, and we don't want to be part of this," and you keep making it a part of things that aren't. But there's other life, like real life things going on with some of the friend group,
hmm,
and she kept bringing all of this stuff into it.
I mean, I don't know I don't understand Erin. Um, I do know that it was that there's something deeply wrong because the way that she manipulates people and just the things that she does. So like this Cassie thing, she just makes shit up. Like we call them Cassie because they hate it. I don't know who Cassie is. Like I how can I hate something that I don't actually understand? Like I have a theory, but I don't know because it was weird. It
Well,
was the
now
thing
look
that
at
I
it. You
think
have a ton of supporters that are all taking
I
on the
know.
Cassie persona.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm changing my PFP tonight to I stand with Cassie.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. I
That's
just don't.
because I am hilarious. Did you miss that bit? I'm hilarious.
I used to listen. I used to not just like you used to get mad at me. I used to get mad at you, and I'd be like, I've never once laughed at London. Her name is a lie. And now I laugh at you quite frequently.
I'm fucking funny, and if you don't find me funny, that's a you problem, not a me funny. Just saying. Just saying.
Are you stealing? You can't be stealing my identity if I don't know who I am. If I don't know who it is, I know who I am. It's
It's just, but like, but you're right. Those 3 are gonna like implode.
oh,
Um,
it's gonna be
like
crazy.
I, it's.
Do you think they'll message each other? Like, if the three of them have a fight, do you think they'll message each other for each other's DMs?
I think they're all
Yes.
3 recording each other. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. How can you? Okay, so there was a screenshot I saw of a comment that Aaron made on like Chrissy's page, and it said something about how that's why I can't keep a group of friends. And I laughed, and I was like, are we? Are you talking about yourself? Because if you think about the groups of people that she's gone through, there's like her original Gong Show friends. I don't know where they're at, but there's Goldie and Bama, and then there's YSO's group, and then it became like J Mitch's group, which is where a lot of us came from. There's also like the Clapper group of people. There was you, Susie. She tried real
Mhm.
hard. I mean, it's just it's an ongoing list, right? And each and every time that she has a falling out with that group of people, she does the same thing. She's gonna record their DMs. She's gonna, try to get access to other people that you've messaged, and ask everyone for their DMs with you, and try to put together messages to make this big thing. And I don't know how anyone can be like, oh yeah, it's a good idea for me to share and talk to you about these things. That's wise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're.
I
Yeah.
think
Like.
I
Get
think what they've
no.
done is identify that they are not safe. And I knew Tifties wasn't safe to have a conversation with when she put my conversation with her up on the Twisted Tea. So
Yeah.
that was February of 2023, and I was done then. I was done then. And
Well,
for her to turn around
I
and
didn't know
say,
you then. I didn't
uh,
know you back then.
no, but for her to turn around and say, "Oh, well, I won't have a conversation with London because she's dangerous." I'm not the one that took a one-on-one conversation and
Yeah.
posted it on a
right.
public platform. How,
She
regardless
won't.
of what you think of me, I have never breached anybody's trust like that.
Well, she can't sit in Trailer's shits live and
Right.
say that because Trailer is infamously known for defending Brian Carlson, who has DV charges, who stalked and harassed multiple women, who like tormented our exorcist. Like he's well known for that, and she defended him countless times.
Yeah,
And
I have her in a live saying that he has no charges.
right, I know
And,
that was
and
wild to me. He
yeah,
claimed his nephew was his own child, and then said his
yeah,
child died to get sympathy. Like
yeah,
this is so, and then she also, obviously, there's all those clips of her being extremely racist and then the transphobia. And so for Tiffany to sit in her live where her followers will see her and say, oh, I can't talk to London. London's dangerous for these communities is bullshit. Tiffany doesn't care about those communities. That's why she uses them the way she does.
yeah. And I also don't understand how they'll go after people for claiming proximity and trying to tokenize proximity, but yet Randy said that Tiff was a black woman.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What?
Yeah,
Stop it.
in the comment section, Tiff was tagged, and Randy put a video. I can't remember where the video is now. I'll find it. And it says, instead of tagging me, you tagged a black woman and circled Tifty's username.
What?
And
No.
Tifty's, I've heard Tifty say it. Her sisters, her half
Yes, she
sister,
tokenizes her family, yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but I thought that proximity didn't equal experience.
Well, it doesn't. At
Right?
the
No,
same
no.
time, I
No, I
know.
agree with
I
you,
know.
but
I know you do.
that's the narrative
Hmm.
that's pushed is just because you have proximity to it doesn't mean you have the same experience. So Tifties doesn't know anything about their experience, right?
Well, she
It's not
doesn't. I mean,
isn't that how it works? Like it can't work both ways. You can't understand the experience because of proximity, but not have the experience while someone else is telling you you are the experience. It doesn't. It's it's very
the
trailer hypocritical.
the reason Tiffany won't go on a live with you is because she cannot, she will not. I mean, she was in Dan's live, but and the same reason that Aaron won't go on a live is because they know that there's information that we will walk them into a live, like we did Amy. I mean, Amy was incredibly easy to dog walk. I guarantee you that Tiffany would be. I'll tell you a dog walking story. So back after Aaron left the server, we start we started getting messages. Well, Jameis started getting messages from Tiff blaming all sorts of stuff on me and Jameis, and like supposedly we were posting all the videos to Randy's YouTube. That's a lie. I was asked to upload one video on private so that Aaron could post it, which I did because I was asked to at the time, and then never again. And so that I was doing digital blackface, and I was like, well, then Aaron's doing it all the time. It was this whole thing. So I was like, this is fucking stupid. So I got a couple of my friends and I said, I'm gonna call Tiffany. I called Tiffany on Discord. And I started the call by saying, I just want you to know that I do not consent to this call being recorded. then and then I was like, what are you talking about? So we have this little conversation, and then she goes, are we gonna talk about the Sarah Wales live? And I'm like, okay. And she was like, well, on Tuesday, you asked me to talk to Jess to talk her out of the live. And then I came back to the Discord and you said that you would do it. So you got me to have just not do it. I was like, that's not what happened. And she's like, what? I was like, on Saturday, I called you and I said we needed to talk to Jess. Um, and I asked to go with you, and you said you do it yourself. That call happened on Saturday. And she said, no, it didn't. Prove it. And I said, okay. And I sent her a screenshot because it's the last voice call I had with her, and she immediately hung up the call.
See, in the conversation about that whole Sarah Wales thing, there were two very very strange things that happened in that time. One was I didn't go into Chris's live to see if she would call me out, and I didn't ask Randy. I wasn't asking. I wasn't asking Randy where he got the court papers from. I don't even know where that story came from, but that's not what I was doing. But when J-Mitch messaged me and asked me for Sarah Wales's address. Now this should give everybody in the comments who thinks that I'm a address giver satisfaction that I've never done it. She asked me where I sent the candle to Sarah Wales, and I said, I'm not going to give you that information. I did say, let me see what I can dig up. And J-Mitch said, well, you need to make a video. If you don't make a video, it means that, you support it. And I was like, no, that's not what that means. I don't use my platform for a lot of things I do or don't support. I tend not to. That's just not how my platform is. Sorry. But I said, let me look into it. Let me see what I can find. And I found the information, which you know about, Morgan. And I sent it to J-Mitch, and I said, okay, so send me the documents that you have. And she was like, oh, I can't do that. And I was like, well, hold on a minute. That's not that's kind of not how this works. Like, I just did something and it did need exchange. And she was like, oh, well, there's these big creators that are working on it. And I was like, okay. So when the video went up that included the information that I had given J-Mitch, I had sent J-Mitch a message and I said, that's cool that you're on the internet basically talking shit about me. Can you at least tell people that I gave you that information? And she was like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, no, it kind of does matter a lot, because if I'm going to get blamed for not making a video, at least make it known that I dug this information up for you. Because in a way, I obviously don't condone it unless someone says something, right? Like, and I felt really, I was pissed off about that. And I remember there was a live where you had come in the comments, Morgan, and said like, oh, do you want to thank you for what you, and I was like, yeah, that's really all I want. Like, I want someone to acknowledge that I had given that document over, because
Did I thank you? I feel like I did, didn't I?
I don't remember that bit, but it would make sense if you did. But I ignored that part because I was mad.
Sure, I get it.
I'm just being truthful. But that's what sort of upset me, was like, I was being told to make videos. I didn't make videos because I didn't know enough information. And I'm sure as hell not going to be like, oh, I went on and then, did this detective work, and because all that shit with the agency was going on. So I couldn't come out and make a video and be like, hey, by the way, just dug into a predator. Like,
Yeah.
I was sort of in this weird catch-22. And so I did what I could for J-Mitch and forwarded the information. And then it was like, this video went out like, oh, got ya. And I was like, why am I being hated when I gave you the information? Like, I tried to do my bit.
Was it a Randy video? Like, I don't remember the video going on about you, because when I made a video about Sarah Wales with the consent and approval of everybody in the Discord, I never asked anyone else to make a video
Right.
about it. I didn't feel like I needed to. I was like, well, we have a group of people who have a diverse collection of followers. Like, people are going to
Right.
see it. So I don't even.
It just made me laugh that we're running with this, London gives out addresses, which I've never given anyone's address out. But she was the one that approached me and was like, hey, what's the address? And I was like, I'm not giving it to you. I don't care. I do not care. I care one thing. And is your money green? That's it. That's all I care about on my business side. I don't care what you're into. I don't care what you do on the weekends. I don't care. Um, and I'm sure as hell not going to background check every. That doesn't even make sense. Which Tifties, by the way, thinks I should background everybody.
She
And
does. She says that she has like folders on everyone she's ever talked
that's
to.
gross.
No,
That's gross.
I mean like physical folders. That's
Yeah,
what she
that's
told us
gross.
in Discord once.
That's
I don't
gross.
mean like an internet fucking I have this
Sure,
content.
sure. We all have receipts. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care. I
you're
care
just
about
more
one thing.
organized than I am.
Yeah, I care about one thing and one thing only. Can you pay? Did you check out? Did you receive the goods? That's it. That's all I care about on my business page. It doesn't go any deeper than that. You could be the worst human being in the world. If Charles Manson wanted candles in prison, I'd probably send them to him. Like I just don't care. And for Tifties to say that Travis doesn't deserve candles and these other like that is nuts to me. Like that's what Chick-fil-A did. And there
Mm-hmm.
was uproar because gay's money is just as green as someone who isn't gay. But yet I'm supposed to know whether someone has background information so that I can't sell them a candle. Like, just because you're a shit person doesn't mean your house shouldn't smell good.
Oh, but by the way, like,
It doesn't
why
make
would
any
you want?
sense.
First of all, London gets a ton of orders. That would be an astronomical amount of time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it would
But
take up
like,
all the rest of my
You
unemployed
can't
time.
you
it
can't
doesn't
even
matter.
do
And by
that.
the way, Travis didn't buy a candle. I did, and I sent it to whoever I wanted to.
Oh, we should gossip about the idea that anyone who's on your mutuals list is your best friend. So I laugh all the time about this whole like Travis is your best friend and you used him to attack women thing that Chip Deans and Aaron try to say all the time. And I'm
Hmm.
like, who did I use him to attack? Because in fact, if you recall, um, you guys, I mean, I was in that London live, so that's the only one they could give me. But like it was Tifties on the phone with Travis getting all of the DMs that were London. London is a woman, so like, is that not, you don't care? That doesn't count. Or when Erin D after she left the Discord and I told her to go fuck herself, um, that I was done. She was in Travis's messages all the time telling him to, hey, I need you to screenshot all of their messages. I need you to screenshot J Mitch, Morgan, Jen, Justin. I need you all their messages. Are they messaging you? Did they message you? Screenshot it. Send it to me. I need them constantly. I'm going to clear your name. I am a person assigned female at birth. Jen and J Mitch are women. Why were you trying to use Travis to do these things? And oh, by the way, Travis told us. So
Well,
it was
and
weird.
Travis, when Travis was, when Travis and I had our back and forth, also was going after me and was talking to the two of them. And I did I ever send you the okay. So there was a period of time last summer where Travis would call me multiple days in a row at like 4 in the morning trying to talk to me. And it was disturbing and it was at an alarmingly fast rate. And I am. I did live by myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a condo by myself with my kids at that time. And I have a person on the internet that I have a back and forth with that has now shown like old places where I used to live and has now sent something to, and at that point it sent something to my parents' house. And I was afraid. Now, again, hindsight's 2020. I was also receiving text messages at 3 o'clock in the morning while Travis was calling me. And Travis and I, we know which days he called me, but we were both receiving text messages that were threatening. And I don't know if I've ever sent them to you, Morgan, but 1000% it's Tiff. And she did that so that I would be more afraid and continue to hit Travis. and then they were sending some, but they were all talking. And so when Travis and I exchanged the he was like, I didn't write this, I wrote this, or I called here, and he showed me call records. I showed him call records. He thought I was calling him. I never called Travis, never. And so he was also getting calls in the middle of the night, and it was them. It was them
This is
to
this is
irritate my
literally
husband.
like a Lifetime movie
Yeah.
drama.
It
We could
is.
make a movie. We could make a
We did.
Netflix special. Oh, I forgot what the name of it would be. We had a name.
TikTok, TikTok interrupted.
So,
The
I mean,
the the Cass harass. Could we call it
Yeah.
that?
you could, you could. There, there was
Heart Rate
definitely,
Island.
they have these messages that they say are from Travis that they got during a live, right? And
Mhm.
like they accused Travis of texting Punk's girlfriend or whatever.
I don't think it was
What,
Travis.
I
where,
don't know.
but his name isn't. There's no name on it.
No,
So
so they were coming from spoofed numbers. So like,
The only connection was that it was Oklahoma. That was the only connection.
yeah. So and he doesn't live in Oklahoma. He lives in Missouri. So even though Travis has an Oklahoma area code, it wasn't his number because I have the text. Wasn't his number, and so whoever spoofed the number picked an Oklahoma area code. Travis lives in Missouri. He's mentioned that, and I live here too. So it's not hard to figure out that Travis and I live in a somewhat of a proximity. There's a 3-hour proximity between the three of
Yeah,
us.
but if you think about it, hold on a minute, Susie. If you think about it, the people that got the text messages, it was you, Jen, Amy.
And then Punks and B and Dan.
Right.
Mhm.
But the one person who had my number, I never received a text message from him, fake or otherwise. I never got any of those messages.
Yeah.
Now, I said that was weird, and I said it was weird on a live as well. Travis went live 3 nights in a row with my face in the background. Justin, I see you in the comments. I will never forgive you for that. But I'm just joking, by the way. All is forgiven. All is forgiven. Everybody's forgiven. But he had my phone number, and I never once got any weird text messages, nothing. And I think it's because it wasn't Travis. Now, I have done this before. I've defended Travis 2 times before. And on number 2, I was wrong. Number 1, I was right on when I defended him about the high school basketball thing. I was right on that. But when I defended him the second time to Rudy, I was unfortunately wrong about that. And that made me super nervous, obviously. But I don't have any problems with Trav. I don't have any problems with anybody. And I think it's very strange when you look at the people who were text, who would have those numbers, but who didn't have my number.
Well, and I didn't have Travis's phone number. You know what I mean? Like, and then then Travis told me who gave him my info, and it was Dan, who was out there so outraged that I was getting called. And then also got on the live and said that Travis was texting like his family members. I asked Travis that, and he said, no, it wasn't me. So I don't know who was texting them, but I do know that Tiff texted me. I can't prove it, but there's, because of the way that it's worded, because of the way, like, and the threats, and of course I got threat with, you're gonna get charged legal charges. So it's Tiff. You know?
oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Do we
it's
not find it
like it's Tiff.
strange that a certain individual has referenced that they don't have Google Voice in their country? Have we
Yeah.
not found that slightly strange? Because I'm pretty sure it is available in their country. Like, why say it? Doth protest too much?
I don't know. But like, well, even if she doesn't, what she's doing is she's removing herself from the two that do.
Yeah, I find it really strange, and I don't think Travis, given what happened when I remember going back into those lives June and July of last year, I don't think Travis would have said those things to be, to me, that reads more of a setup, because
Yeah, I showed him. Obviously I have them. They were sent to
yeah,
me.
he could have threatened to do that to Amy. He could have threatened to do that to Jen. He
He
could
could
have
have
threatened to do it to me. I would have
to me,
laughed. But yeah, he
yeah.
could have threatened to do it to you, and he didn't do it to anyone else but her. That doesn't ring true to
If
me.
I could share the voice records that I have of Travis, and B was on the phone with me for some of them. Every single time we answered the phone and he spoke, he kept screaming at me, please just have a conversation with me. Please just have a conversation with me. And now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. This was not the way to go about it. But he
No.
wasn't screaming like, I'm gonna come get you. Do you so you know what I mean? Like, so the messages that I read, like, he didn't, if he did text me, and I have to go back and look, I don't think he did. If he did text me, it would have been, I want to talk to you. And he's always stated that, he goes, the one person I wanted to talk to out of your group was you. He was like, I just wanted to talk to you. He was like, I know that people ask that. And he was like, but I went about it the wrong way. And by the time I asked other people to get the message to you, I had already messed up. And he said it was like 3 or 4 days in a row, but it happened for 2 weeks. And it just wasn't him.
Can we get the horse's mouth? I'm just curious on how we go about that, because I haven't spoken to him since he made that apology video to me.
Every now and again, I just make sure he's not dead. I just kind of, but I don't really
The
talk to
last time
him.
we
Yeah.
spoke was when Kentucky lost. We're in a bracket, like on ESPN, like we're in a bracket group.
I can
And so we talk about basketball. Like, that's what
send him
Travis and I talk about.
I can send him an ad on Discord.
I mean, do you want me to text him? I can.
Yeah, it seems stupid that we're running around and I've got 10% of the information. That's just what seems stupid.
People are saying no. People are saying no.
Yeah, of course. No.
No. I wouldn't bring
No.
him to life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do that on my own time.
Well, I can put a message to him.
I don't have a problem, and I'm not going to be dictated who I can and cannot.
Oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. That's the thing, is like, nobody behaves the way that these freaking weirdos do. They just are. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, and again, like they accuse me of, like, they're like, and then Susie came out and said that Travis was her sugar daddy. Yeah, I did that so that everybody knew that he and I had a conversation, and we thought it would be funny, right?
Yeah. It's funny how far they ran with it too. Oh, you didn't get your monthly paycheck because he was arrested. No, she's not getting any monthly paychecks, but it's cute.
It's cute that you think so, but I mean, if he wants to send it to me, I'll cash it.
Yeah, I'll take it too. I'll take free money.
And again, like, we don't have like long conversations. He was like, hey, so here's the weird thing about Travis and I. Travis and I were at University of Kentucky at the same time. He was 2 buildings over from me. We did not know each other.
I'm going to drop down really quick. There's someone in another live that I want to go spy on, but I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know who it is. But we were at University of Kentucky at the same time. That year, that freshman year of ours, the Wildcats won the Final Four. That was when Tubby Smith was the first Black coach to win in Kentucky, and it was a big deal. And so, like, when you go to University of Kentucky, Kentucky doesn't have any like big sports team. There's no like St. Louis Cardinals there. It's just Kentucky basketball. So you're either a Louisville fan or you're a University of Kentucky fan. And so, like, that's what we talked about. And so now there's a bracket. And by the way, University of Kentucky lost the first round, completely took out one of my brackets. And I was devastated. He's like, you got to watch. I'm like, I'm not watching. That's what we talk about. We talk about basketball. There's no, it's literally like one level information. Like, he's like, did you check your bracket today? No, because it's ruined. Like, I lost.
Well, the thing is, like, who gives a fuck? You're a grown adult. You can talk to who you want. Just because you're talking, okay, listen. I've said this 1,000 times. Travis has done fuck shit. He has. and he, I don't recommend him to people. That, like, I just don't. If I choose to have a conversation with Travis, if I choose to talk to him off app or send him a DM or whatever, I'm an adult. I don't need someone to tell me I can't, like, it's weird. I don't understand
I mean, it's
how
your
we get there.
business. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your business who you have a conversation with. It doesn't mean you're best friends. It just means that you're having a human interaction, just like you would a stranger on the street.
Well, and
I
I don't defend him. I don't
Yeah,
think
we
that
don't
I think
defend
he's
what he
done.
does all the time. A lot of times we're like, just get out of the box, man. Like, but also every time that he and I were to actually have like a second level conversation, he apologizes to me. He's apologized to Max. So whether or not it's like you said, it's up to me. I'm I'm not forcing anybody to accept apologies from Travis. He tried to apologize to Steph, and she was like, no. And we all like, I laugh about it with Stephanie and I laugh about it with Travis. They don't want to talk to each other. By the way, neither one of them are mad
It,
that he apologized to me.
well, and then that's the thing, right? So here you have a situation where you have somebody else, right?
Hmm.
In this situation who has a genuine complaint, and Travis apologized and they said no. I don't see Steph running video on him. I don't think she's gonna, because,
No,
like, I don't know, maybe that's like normal fucking behavior.
I mean, if he got out and said some weird stuff about somebody that she cared about, like even Liz, like he's probably, they're probably never ever speak or message each other or whatever. But there are times where Liz has made a video or two that's pretty funny about Aaron or Tiff, and Travis will take a screenshot of this and send it to Liz, and said, I found that video so funny. High five. That was it. He was like, take a screenshot and please send this. That's it. Like, so he's not even in the comments of some of my friends that are not going to talk to him. But he is giving them an opportunity to be like, hey, I'm not here for this anymore. He's not.
Yeah.
He's just not here for that anymore.
And I think it's pretty fucking, like, I just feel like it's a really simple concept. Like, we don't I they try to accuse us of, like, defending Travis. Well, no one's here defending him. I mean, not exactly defending him for the shit that he's done to people, because it's not our place.
No.
However, they literally get on the internet and defended Dan Punks. This group defends Aaron and Tiffany for the shit that they've done. Like, it's all projection.
Yeah. Like, and this thing, if you want to go defend somebody, go
I'm
right
here to
ahead.
defend Travis. Sorry.
Did you go over to Irish's live? Is that where you were at?
Yeah, but I couldn't find it.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm very sad. Who's got an alarm clock going off telling them they need to go to bed?
Max.
Okay. That noise brings me like marriage PTSD. Josh has one set as well.
Max just got home. Yeah. Max apparently drove a car today.
Oh Lord, that's
Oh, boy.
scary. Was Travis his instructor? I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Oh, God,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Follow McDonald's.
Old McDonald. Oh, it's done now? Oh, that's really sad. Well, maybe she's scouring around and wants to come play with us, Cassie.
What's
like
happening?
what is
Trailer.
Trailer gonna say in Irish's live?
I don't know. I think we should call her trailer phobe from now on, though.
Well, that's a good one.
You like that one?
I mean, I don't know if she's courting Travis because she wants him to go or courting Irish because she wants him to go after Travis again, or I don't know but whatever. Have fun.
Yeah. I don't know Irish at all, so
Yeah. I know him a little bit, but not well enough to. I mean, I could go in his live, but I've been on Discord.
Tiff was in. I mean, there was one night where Tiff was talking about Travis and was up in the box, and here's the thing: that entire live, all they did was make stuff up about Travis.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that's weird to me is why we're rehashing stuff that even Randy had up on his YouTube that was fake.
Well, then
Like, I don't know how
this.
you just stand by that.
Oh, you mean like the stuff where they were trying to clear his name for because they said he didn't deserve to be accused of those things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah, I don't.
They were given like definitely like fake scenarios and then it was the weird. I was just like, just leave the live, Travis, because this isn't even helpful.
Yeah, I'm not even concerned about the shovel situation. I'm concerned about that high school situation because it was figured out that it wasn't even him.
Yeah,
And then to bring that back, when that was the whole reason why Tiffany, was working with him, and the whole thing of like, it's just weird to me. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's super strange. I love how chill your lives are. Probably because you have all the people that want to shout and scream blocked, but
I know. I should have. Listen, I was talking about this the other day, and they'll never do it, and that's okay. Erin will never get in a live with me, and I know that's because my memory is better than hers, and like Tiffany, we were on a voice chat one day, and she with a bunch of us, and she tried to fucking gaslight everyone in the room. Erin did about her husband saying that he wasn't letting her on the internet on the weekend and all this stuff, and I was like, she's like, don't you notice I'm never on in the call when he's around? I'm like, that's literally not true. We've spoken to him. We've been watching lives talking to him. And she hung up because she couldn't lie to me about that. So she'll never get in a live with me. But I would get in a live, like, let's say me, Susie, Erin, and Tiffany. We'd have to have like a moderator do it because they're not going to come here and I'm not going to go there because they'll mute me and stuff. So
yeah.
I would do it. They'll
yeah,
never do it.
that's why every time I have these lives, I'm like, please do not mute anybody, please do not block anybody. Like, after that shit that went down in Tammy's live with me,
Yeah, that was
I
fucked
am
up.
I am very much, let's just say what you want to say in the comments. Like,
That was a
because
pure setup. The
I was
fact that
so
they
powerless in that live.
Yeah, and the fact and the reason why they wouldn't let me in was because they knew that they knew that I would request the box. That after the first 5 minutes, I was like, London's up there powerless, and they wouldn't they knew that I would get him in the comments, and I didn't even make it 30 seconds into that live. I didn't even say
I was
anything.
honestly surprised. I was honestly surprised how far I made it through that
I
live
know.
because
I
I was
couldn't believe
commenting
you didn't
every
get
three
blocked.
seconds.
I thought you were gonna get blocked for sure.
Yeah, because I was saying I was coming home when they started attacking the charity. I got pissed, and then they started attacking London's candles don't light. And I got pissed, and I was like, oh hell no! I've got 36 candles in my house that light and that are lit right now. Let me get on here.
It's funny. I was going through and blocking some accounts earlier in that day because I was gonna have my live, and I was blocking accounts that follow the Canadian Brigade account because I just don't need the hassle. And I did not block Tammy. I remember going to her page and being like, no, I'm not gonna block her yet. And then the live happened, and I was blocked, and I was like, oh, that's
Hmm.
That's interesting. And then a lot of other people got blocked out too. A lot of people from
because they
inside in the
because she
Discord
made
got blocked.
she made Punk, she made Amy, she made B, she made everybody that trailer. They were all moderators.
Well, and I think someone gave her a list of people to block before the live even started, like up front. That they were like, these are the people you need to block. I think
I,
that's what
I,
happened.
I think they blocked Josh because he's at almost 500,000, and I think that intimidates Tammy. They were like, oh, someone who actually knows and lives with London and understands London. Yeah, no, you're definitely not allowed in. None of these, TikTok friends, but
What did
definitely not people that know her in real
what did
life.
Tammy call me? Oh, that I was loud. She said, "Well, your friend Susie's very loud. I have
Okay.
2,500 followers." Okay,
You are loud.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no one should be listening to Susie in the bedroom.
Accurate.
not anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna end
Hemorrhoids.
this live soon so I can go to bed. So I go to bed at a reasonable
Oh.
hour tonight. But I do want to say one other really funny hypocrisy of information that we haven't released yet. Whenever I've been in a situation where someone's doing shitty things and I'm involved to the point where I need to call it out, I typically try to look for like three instances because sometimes people fuck up and they make a mistake, right? Someone makes a mistake, you try to talk to them, they ignore you or they don't. And then, they do it again. Well, maybe whatever. Third time, all right, now I have three instances of you doing this exact same behavior. So I have at least three instances of Chrissy doing
Mhm.
really gross things. For one, I like blocked it out, but I found it way back last year. I just never put it out. Of Chrissy sending me, this guy was like harassing me. It was 2022, and he was being shitty about my shooting. And she sent me his Reddit page, uncensored eggplant in my DMs. I didn't ask for those. They were unsolicited. She didn't ask me if she could send them first. She didn't do anything. And I was just like, wow. Like, that was weird. She also made a troll account once using a guy off of Tinder's profile pic and his kids.
Oh
That's
yeah.
fucking terrible. And listen, the toenail and the food, like they can try to downplay that as much as they want. One of her friends was like, I scrubbed a toothbrush, my boyfriend. Listen, that's gross too. There's something, I'm pretty sure it's like a crime, but to take, why were her toenails so black? Ugh, and put them in
Was
somebody's food.
nail polish? Yeah.
Well, one was gray.
Oh,
So to put,
That's
Is that lack of
to,
disgusting.
calcium?
I
Is
don't
that
know what it is,
neither
but
do
to
I.
That is a
put that
massively bad fungus infection.
yeah, and yes, and then to put that in his food so that he could eat it later and then downplay that as if it wasn't really fucking psycho behavior. I mean, those are three incidences I can come up off the top of my head of her being predatory towards people in general.
But yet they've got us on harboring predators that we speak to once a year in TikTok.
Yeah. We're harboring them in discords.
Right. Right. Like the logic that we're collecting predator, and this is very much regurgitative this is very much a repeat of what happened last year when I was accused of finding disabled at-home mums. This was the accusation, so that I could drag them into a Discord to convince them to do my bidding. It's the same shit. Like, I'm not out here trying to find predators on TikTok and invite them to a Discord. I've never spoken to Chris. I've never spoken. Oh, I'm sorry. I have spoken to the individual who was in the Villains Guild. I have spoken to him, but only after he was off the app. I didn't know him when he was on the app. Like, I don't know these people. And this weird thing that they think we're like best friends and live next door to each other is so strange to me.
Go skipping to the park together.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they also made this video. Okay, so Trailer made this video, right? Of the predators I'm harboring, I guess. And like Travis was one of them. Where am I harboring him? I don't know. He's on the app. I know that Chris was one of them. I don't know where I'm harboring him. He's publicly on the app. I'm not hiding him anywhere. Um,
Uh,
Lex was on the list, who is an indigenous man.
right,
Maji was one of the people's faces they put up there, who's
yep,
also an indigenous man.
right.
No evidence, nothing. Like, what did they have Lex did? Like hit back on Punks when Punks was making videos
Right.
about him. Calm the fuck down. And
Right.
then that Joker guy,
Yep.
I never saw him before.
Right.
Didn't follow him when he came out. I don't even know who he is. I
I
mean, I know who he
I
is now, but
so
he
I'm the only one that had proximity to Joker, but we were not mutuals, but I was on the radio.
yeah. So
And again, it was 2 years ago, and I may have been in a live or two with him over the last 2 years, but I can't remember the last time. But I was friends with one of the women in that group, and she was just not a huge fan of his. So I'm a huge fan of hers. So I like her and I speak off the app. So I just kind of like didn't ever engage after I was on the radio. And my comment to the reason why the comment that I made about Dan is because of what happened with Joker. I'm mad that I went on the radio with somebody who had that record and I was not given that information because I may have made a different choice.
Right.
I know Thomas doesn't have that record. Do you know what I mean? I love
Right.
him. So I, but I truly believe that Thomas didn't know anything, like
Right.
that's the point of, I don't know what happened. Okay. I don't
Right.
care.
No, neither do I.
Okay.
And
I don't care what happened, but I'm telling you right now, I sat on the radio with you on a syndicated worldwide radio show that he was like basically producing. And I am upset that I didn't know that info. Now it's over. It's done with. It's not something that I'm going to like make videos on. I'm sure that they'll probably cut that and use it against me. That's not intention. I hope that they don't, but I don't care what he did. I would choose differently. And that's the point. If you have something like that in your background and you are talking to people who have kids, or well, anybody for that matter, but especially people with kids, you have to give the parents a choice on whether or not they would like to stay in your proximity.
Right.
Dude, if you're okay with it, cool.
Right. And that's so my proximity to that man was he duetted a video that Ben had made publicizing the charity and the charity fundraising. I had then seen it because it had come up on my For You page. I followed him because he had duetted the video. So from where I was standing, I was like, oh, that's somebody supporting what I'm doing on the app. Follow. I do that quite frequently. I didn't go to his page. I didn't look at any of his other videos. He then duetted another video that Ben put out for the charity that came up on my For You page. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's it. And then when the main video came out, I saw that video because I was following him at that point. I then called Susie, and the only other person who can remain nameless contacted me after they had left the app because a person from Trailer's camp had tried to threaten me with this person. And that person reached out to me and said, I want to let you know that Fluffy is a nut job.
Yeah, Fluffy is a nut job.
That's how that happened. That's the only communication that I have is he supported
I immediately contacted somebody who obviously had access to Joker and said the videos that he duetted have to come down right now.
Yep.
Right now. Like that's when
I was in Oregon.
Yeah,
so
I called about 4 people and I was like, those videos have to come down right now.
Yep. But again, I don't, someone duet something where I'm trying to raise money for lobbying so that we get restrictions in schools. I'm not going to be like, well, we got to find out if this person's got a clear background because they duetted the video and I'd hate for them to link
no way
some
to
sort
do
of.
that.
But like, and that's the thing
You
is
think
that
so too.
he made friends with people on the app. And he was nice enough and did, I don't know what how people's friendships are, but he was obviously nice enough to them and certainly friendship worthy to people around him that they were like, I don't know about you, but I don't run my friends' names. I don't meet somebody and go, I think I need to run a
never once.
check on you.
I never once looked at those duets and thought, I wonder what that person did in their life 20 years ago. I was like, hey, more eyes on the charity. Awesome.
You think so too, because like you think one of those videos could have gone viral, and you're not gonna like literally check on, 500,000 people to see, oh, this person did something naughty.
Well, it's impossible.
Exactly.
It's just not possible.
I mean, did I get emailed after my live with Tammy by someone letting me know that Tammy has a harassment restraining order against her for doing the same thing to someone else as she tried to do with me? Yes, that happened. But then it made sense because I was like, these neurotic people, they're all friends with each other. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Well,
Anyone who's
and then
not
Tammy was like,
surprised,
I'm
raise
not
your
going to
hand.
talk about you afterwards, and then made a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So like
Not to mention, had the live with me, and that's kind of the funniest part about this, had the live with me, thanked me, said we weren't going to get anywhere, ended the live, and then had a fucking live on her own talking shit about me for an hour. What?
and then left the app and then came back with you. It's very weird.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if there's something wrong with that woman.
She
Listen,
had to leave the app to collect herself.
I do.
For a month.
I do just want to let you know that I do own 2 of the "What Fragrance Would You Like" T-shirts, and I'm yet to receive my actual receipt from the Palestinian donations. I just wanted to put that out there. I haven't made a video yet, but it's been past Friday, Saturday, where she normally does the donations, and I still haven't received anything. I just thought I'd mention that.
we're so butthurt about you doing that.
I'm so upset. I am so upset that I did not get my $16 donation.
No, they were so mad about that fucking video you made about that.
Oh, I know.
They're just fucking. I just
And
don't.
I
There's something greatly wrong with. I don't
and
understand it.
that's the funny thing. They come out and they're like, "Oh, no accountability, London." I'm pretty sure if I was wrong and no one else realized, I made a video that said, "Hey, I got the receipt. Thank you for that."
Well,
Yeah.
they say the same thing about me and accountability too. But the reason they're mad at me is because I apologized to Rudy. So make that make sense.
Yeah, I'm not going to take accountability for something I did that I don't think is wrong just because you think it's wrong. I'm
Yeah.
not going to come on the internet and say I'm sorry for something that I did that I still believe and stand behind. I'm not going to do it.
You don't have to worry about it. It's Cassie because when you do a terrible thing, according to the logic that London gave a troll account, you just have to take accountability to yourself. You don't have to speak to the people you harmed. You don't need to
Oh,
publicly apologize. You can
I
hold
remember.
yourself accountable,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
okay.
Post-it note. Hold on, I'm trying to find. The best I have is like paper towel from my kitchen.
Yeah.
Could I write it on that and then run it underwater so that my accountability goes down the drain? Could I do that?
I think so.
Because I still believe the things that they want me to apologize for, the accountability apology tool, I still believe exactly what I said. So until some time where I feel differently and change my mind, I'm still going to believe that.
So that's the weird thing, right? Like you said this XYZ, and I'm going to then be XYZ to prove you wrong. That's not I also can I just, because it's hilarious to me. Who thinks that you can control someone's negative karma? Because I don't believe that that's. And also, like,
Mrs.
anybody
Diesel.
else getting up on the app wishing people like harm on people? Because
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
That's really weird. And look, we're all humans. We all say things, but like to get up and make a video about that is like over and over and over again. Like today there was like a whole, I can see the jars working. That's just fermenting pee, my friend.
It's called
Gross.
fermentation.
Yeah, that's
That's a natural.
We took
That's
it
a
from a time
natural chemical reaction.
where he wasn't smoking, so that we can use it in future for drug tests.
Oh my gosh.
like it's just like I find that really weird that people get up on the app, and I'm sure that she's not the only one. I know that she's not the only one because there was like 17 hexes on me one day, but that are like, I'm gonna hope bad things for you. Yeah. I don't know you, but I'm gonna hope bad things for you. Okay.
And that's the thing that I don't understand. Like, regardless of how much I disliked Morgan falsely, I absolutely never once got together with my weird Yankee candle and sat in the dark and was like, I'm going to put a parrot in this candle. Like, that's fucking weird. That's really fucking weird.
Well, so like it would be different if it was like a joke, right? You know, like, hey, but I'm making this, but it's not a joke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like look, I like obviously I made lots of jokey videos about Morgan. Jen and I laughed about how like I was like, well, I did tape a lot of birds to my shirt one day, and Jen was like, yeah, but she owned the birds. And you made it to a shark. Like that's not. I'm not like actively harming it. It's a funny skit, right? Like it was it was
I
like,
don't mean to be funny, but flattery, that's literally what that is. Morgan does have birds stuck
yeah,
to
and
their
I
chest.
and then I
Like,
and
there's
then I what?
nothing-
And then I put fake bird poop on my car. Like I fake bird pooped myself is basically what I did. It was a funny video though, and not.
Right,
And I
but
wasn't like
really, who
wishing
looks
harm.
dumb?
I wasn't like, I hope you get hit by the car, you know?
Who looks dumb in this scenario, Cassie
Me.
Q? You flicked mayonnaise at your own car. Like, who's fucking losing here?
No, but again, like some of those videos were meant to be like antagonistic in a humorous way that is not supposed. It's supposed to annoy, not harm.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the big difference is, like y'all are not doing things to like I mean, it's like
If
she's
you'd have changed
hoping
your name
tomato
to
paste
Susie,
is gonna fall in your soup.
yeah, like if you'd have changed your name to Susie is hilarious, Morgan would have found it funny. But because your name was not Susie is hilarious, that's why the humor just was missed.
Exactly. I'm all good for a good troll skit. Do you know what I'm all in for that. That's entertainment. We're on an entertainment app.
I'm sorry. What does Mrs. Cassie Diesel? What is she asking about an Etsy store?
I need an answer on that Etsy shop thing. Wait, what was the question? It's called the threefold rule, pig and some other actual beliefs. I need to know what is the budget for the. Hey, I had that mayonnaise and that water came straight from my refrigerator.
Oh, um, I don't. I I feel like I'm missing something. I do have a
Yeah.
brand. I do have like 9 brand new fragrances. One is called Sour D because it's dill pickle. No connection. If you think it's
I don't
about
know
you,
what
then
I don't know what Mrs. Diesel means.
no. Yeah. Come on, Cassie Diesel. You got something to say? Let's roll. No.
I will say though too, like
Watermelon
I
in a
do
pea jar on
believe
Etsy shop.
I just got an order. I'm gonna cry. Hold on one second.
like there is one thing though, I do believe that when you're putting that stuff out there like as a negative, it's gonna come back at you on tenfold.
So it didn't dawn on me until I had said something, and I think I was in like it was Josh was in London's candle, and I was like, oh my god. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not afraid of Beast Hex, but it does take you back that she ate a tomato, and so I have an allergy to both potatoes and tomatoes. Tomatoes is anaphylactic. Potatoes I still eat. I just get a rash on my hands. So eventually it'll turn anaphylactic because I still eat it. But uh, they it's an anaphylactic response. I have to like EpiPen myself. Liz, Chrissy, and Stephanie have all had conversations with me prior to me having to shoot myself in the leg with one. And I even called Chrissy, being that she works in healthcare, and I was like, do I have to go to the hospital after this? Because I didn't want to. Do you know what like I don't want to go. So like there was like a whole night where Liz, Stephanie, and I believe Chrissy was involved, and probably B at this point, where they were all checking on me like throughout the evening. So she knows how serious that is.
Do you know what's next up in the store, Cassie Q?
Well.
Tomato candles.
Yeah.
And no, honestly, I was watching a woman on here and she bought tomato candles. I guess Home Goods sell a candle that comes in like this fake looking plastic bag and it smells like tomatoes. And she said it was really nice. And if
Oh,
anybody
so it's
knows,
like a really fresh garden smell or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah, if anybody knows anything about me, I have a very strange array of food candles. So nothing is strange for me now. I have pizza candles, I've got baked bread candles, I have Oreo candles.
You
Like
could get
You're gonna have
tomato
to wait to
candles
get
that
the
are yellow
tomato.
because London does colors. Like every time you order, you could either send the colors that you want, or
yep.
you could go to the live and watch
So
it get. Yeah.
it's not going to be that strange when a tomato candle comes, but I don't want the internet to think I bought out a tomato candle because my friendship with Susie is over. I don't want
No.
anyone to think that, because
The
that's
first day that London found out I had a tomato allergy, London sent me a tomato keychain.
completely subconsciously, can we just add, like the
No,
box
but
was
like
already
we
in
can
the mail.
like I have a sense of humor about it. However, I don't know. You literally are wishing death upon me.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that would be
gross.
like if you sent me chocolates in the next box of candles.
Ah,
Like,
shit, I just boxed up your order too. No, I'm joking. um but yeah, it's not weird. I've always had food candles, so the normal tradition is
I
to
love my
find
food
candles that
candles.
Well,
people.
I bought the pickled
The
smell.
pickle one's fucking good. I've got it
The
lit in my
spice.
house right
Yeah.
now. It smells amazing. It smells like the spices at the bottom of a dill pickle jar.
The
That's
good pickles.
I
it's
would like literally love that.
yeah, it's
After I order
lovely.
my next two citronellas, I'm gonna have to order a dill
Okay, I'm
pickle.
I'm gonna have to go live because I'm pretty sure original Cassie doesn't want talks of my business on her page. So I
I have
need
to
to
go
go
to
do that.
bed.
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna
is
end the
true.
live, so I have to go to bed anyhow.
Okay, go to bed.
Thanks for having us up here.
Thank you.
Actually, do you feel better like getting it out? Like I feel better talking about it sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm much more amused at everyone changing their name to Cassie to be like, no one gives a fuck. You
I'm
know,
I'm
whatever.
gonna
You
make
ain't.
I'm gonna make a I stand with Cassie, and I'm gonna distribute that PFP tonight.
So,
Listen, the
I
one
was gonna
thing,
say for
Aaron,
me, it's like that I support you.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, you know what? It was Maji's idea. I thought it was a good idea. Um, the one thing that Erin wants more than anything in the world is for her to get a whole bunch of people to change her profile picture again, to change it to her. That's what she wants more than anything in the world.
well, they did that weird hoodie thing.
Well, that's because so we watched there's a video of like we're supposed to believe that Erin was blind duetting a video of trailers. And trailer in the video puts her hoodie up and Erin starts her video with her hoodie up, oh, I was just sitting here doing the exact same as you because this is a blind duet. And so we are assholes. So a bunch of us did. It's true, Maji's the funny one. We did a big duet chain with a bunch of us putting our hoodie up, being ridiculous and silly. And so that's why they did another one. But I don't know if they realized that they just made fun of themselves again.
So really, you all just copied me and all of my winter videos. I see how it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. It was like the most. I don't understand how you can be performative on a blind duet. Like, it's why just duet it. Why'd you call it a blind duet? It's so fucking weird.
Like I just did it. I was like, why are they so does Aaron like so is that symbolism of everybody's standing with Aaron so their hood is up?
I got their white. I mean, it was their white
I
hoods.
don't really think they understand symbolism.
They don't understand
A lot. Math is one of them.
grammar.
I want to know. I want to know how I can make candles for $1.18. I still want to know the answer to that.
Well,
I did the math on the inventory and you can't.
Well,
as
if
soon
you go
as
to
you,
Dollar General and you buy fake eyelashes and then
as soon
buy
as
sand, and there you go.
as soon as you tell me how $3 is, or yeah, how $3 is 3% of 15, I'll be able to tell you how to make candles for $1.98.
Okay. Okay. I'll work on that.
All right. You guys have a good night.
All
Good
right,
night,
you too.
Cassie. Night,
Good,
Cassies.
Good
good
night,
night,
Cassie.
Cassie.
Good night.
Oh.